We'll title this video Concerning Lust. Just got out the gym. But concerning lust, of course this is something I'm all too familiar with, especially being a 25-year-old male, just turned 25 on December 30 of last year. You know, it was God who built in these strong feelings within us towards being attracted to someone. It was God who did that. I didn't choose to have these strong emotions, and I'm gonna do what I have to do to try to fulfill that desire. And I'm sure God understands. I'm sure that would fall under the category of mercy rejoices against judgment, which basically means, I would say, that God would rather have mercy than judgment. Right? He understands, you know, these strong emotions that we have. We're needy, especially, I would say, the males. But if you're not married, you're pretty much screwed. Like, I mean, it is what it is. So I'm gonna do, like I said, I'm gonna do what I have to do to try to quench that desire. If you catch my drift. Mercy rejoices against judgment. Another example would be like, let's say someone is starving and they go to the store and steal some food. I don't believe that person is guilty of sin. I mean, mercy rejoices against judgment. God would rather show mercy to that person than condemn them. And also another example being when people take their own lives. I mean, people don't take their own lives for random reasons. There's usually trauma and pain behind that. That would be, I would say that would be another example of mercy rejoices against judgment, you know, if they're a believer. If a believer takes their own life, they go to heaven with God. Mercy rejoices against judgment. But the only way to satisfy all your desires is acknowledging Jesus. Don't run away from him. Don't be ashamed. You're running away from the answer for your sin. Don't be like Adam and Eve who ran away from God. Jesus is not ashamed of you. So yeah, if you're struggling with lust, yeah, I mean, it is what it is. You're gonna do what you have to do to quench that. Whether it be through Jesus Christ or through something else. You're gonna give in eventually to that thirst. If he wanted to, he could deliver you out of, you know, that problem. But for some reason he hasn't. And I'm sure there's a reason for that. All things work for good for believers. But yeah, whenever you give in to your lust, don't sweat it. Just run to Jesus Christ. Run boldly to Jesus Christ in time of need. He's not surprised. He gets it. He's touched with the feeling of your infirmities, you know, your weaknesses. The main issue is condemnation. Once you fix that, I mean, you can run to Jesus Christ, who is the answer for that thirst you have. Yeah, you put it in Jesus' hands, and whatever he decides to do with it, whether he delivers you from that or not, it's fine. There's a reason for it. He's your advocate when you sin. He's your high priest. He is for you. Yeah, that's basically it. Feast on Jesus. Go on into the riches of the feast like the prodigal son. Acknowledge everything Jesus has done for you and thank him for it. Genuinely. Within yourself. Whatever the situation, even if you just sinned 3 seconds ago. Even if you just murdered someone, run to Jesus Christ. But isn't that what David did? He killed Uriah, right? And then he went to God. But yeah, that's basically it. God understands. He knows you have needs, and it's a good thing he'd rather show mercy than judgment. If you're not gonna take care of it, Jesus, I'm gonna do my thing. Like, I mean, I don't know what you want me to say. you're not going to quench this desire that I have, Jesus, then I'm going to give into it. Humble yourself before God so that he may exalt you in due time. Quit trying and let Jesus do it. See ya. Forgot to bring this up. But what if instead of feeling bad for having these, strong needs, these strong desires, how about instead of all that, you just thank God that he built in these desires within you? I mean, in everything give thanks, right? This is the will of God concerning you. So it would just look something like, oh, thank you, Lord, for letting me experience these desires, Lord. And I just pray that I'll find someone where I can share these experiences with eventually. A wife or a husband. And if not, Lord, well, I just thank you that you're there for me. Even when I stumble, Lord. Thank you, Lord, that you're my advocate. Thank you, Lord, for these desires. They're truly a blessing and a gift.